and voices to the sun and star and flame. So he is able to hear them, voices to the sun and the star and the flame. What that really is. Sensitivity has become so sharp, you see, so beautiful. And chant the magic singles to the boughs. So the birds are singing, but then he hears something else behind their song, you see. And the dumb teaching of four-footed thing, the animals, the beasts, they're teaching him, the cows, the buffalo, well, there are no buffalo, the cows, the horses, everybody is teaching him. Helping with confident steps, her slow, great hands, he leaned the influence like a flower to rain. And like the flower and tree and natural growth, widened with the touches of her shaping hours. That is what is happening. The mastery, free nature's hand was his, and their ascent to joy and spacious calm. One, the single spirit inhabiting all. That is the knowledge. It is one spirit who is present in each and every creature. One spirit, the knowledge of oneself in all the selves. That is the knowledge he already has. One with the single spirit inhabiting all. He sees everywhere only that eternal, eternal, eternal in every spirit. He laid experience at the Godhead's feet. The one who is the giver of the experience, he is putting all that experience at his feet. His mind was open to her infinite mind, nature's infinite mind. He has opened himself to that mind. His acts were rhythmic with a primal force. So his movements and actions, they were in unison, in harmony with the movements of nature. He has subdued his mortal thought to hers. The day, now this is the description of Satyavan, and now the event starts happening. That day, he had turned from his accustomed paths. Normally, he would go to certain places by following certain paths for his daily works in the morning. But on that particular day, something else happened. Something else had to happen, and it is happening. For one who knowing every moment's load, that one unknown, unnamed by the poet, it is he who has cast the spell on his feet. The one who knowing every moment's load can move in all our studied or careless steps. We may not be aware of it, but it is that one who is really forcing us to go. No, today you have to go like this. He is not even aware, he is not even arguing with him. He is impelled, he is driven that way. Has laid a spell of destiny on his feet. So he was compelled by destiny to take a different path this morning. This morning, he is now taking a different path altogether because the destiny is now working. Destiny is strong. See, again, as I told you earlier also, destiny is fixed, but the human instrument is also necessary. Destiny cannot do without human action. Destiny is fixed. Satyavan has to go that way. But if there is something in Satyavan which would refuse to do that, then destiny becomes helpless. If he is not in accord with destiny, if there is some kind of a disharmony between him and destiny somewhere, then destiny becomes helpless. Human instrument is necessary for the fulfillment of destiny, and our greatness lies in becoming ready becoming receptive without our mental knowledge of that. There has to be something in us, some kind of a perception in us. Yes, I must do this, I must do this, I must do this. That inner perception has to be there. It doesn't come out and shout at us, do this and do that. It drives you. So if that is there in a person, then he really becomes the true instrument of destiny to carry out the work of destiny. And that is what Satyavan is. And drawn him to the forest flowering worlds. At first, her glance that took life's million shades impartially to people his treasure house along the sky and flowers and hill and star dwelt rather on the bright harmonious sea. Now this is the description of Savitri. He is describing Savitri is coming in her chariot, and what is her psychological state, what is she looking around, what is she occupied with, that is what we have here. At first her glance, Savitri's glance, that took life's millions, she sees every kind of thing here, flowers, birds, animals, all those million things are there of life, and she is looking at them there. Impartially, so she is indifferent, whether it is a bird or this one. So maybe one boy is also coming here, she is also kind of ignoring him, possible to ignore him also. Impartially to people, his treasure house, along with sky and flower and hill and star, dwelt rather on the bright harmonious scene. He saw the green gold slumberous sward. The grass is quivering with the slow winds that rage. The branches haunted by the wild birds that call. This is the description of both Savitri and nature around. It stands for Savitri's glance. Savitri's glance saw the green gold slumberous sward. All that green place, beautiful grasslands around here. The grass is quivering with the slow winds that rage. The wind is gentle and blowing across the green lands, you see. The grass is quivering with the slow winds that rage, morning breeze. The branch is haunted by the wild birds that call. On the trees, the birds are there, and the birds are chirping, singing their own song. This is what so she is hearing all kinds of things there. She is seeing all kinds of things there. And in a certain sense, she is indifferent to the one who is coming in her view at the moment. See. Now this line, he saw the green gold of the slumberous sward. We have 102.2, last line of the sentence. Over slumberous grasses sprang with green and gold. Here also we have got green, gold. Slumberous. Now, there is something very beautiful in the construction of these two lines, which are practically describing the same thing, but from a poetic angle, there is something very marvelous about these two lines. See, here he uses in 102.2, over slumberous, he uses slumberous. And in 100.20, he uses slumberous. Now, that changes the rhythm, that changes the whole quality of poetry, the movement. Now, I have made a quick collection of this word slumberous and slumberous in Savitri. Slumberous appears twice. B-R-O-U-S, slumberous. 102.2 and 94.42. 9442. Celestial human, deep, warm, slumberous fires. Slumberous fires. Here in 94.42. And here also 20, slumberous sword. Both of them are there. And slumberous appears 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in Savitri. Slumberous. Actually, the conventional spelling is slumberous. Slumberous. But Shevandu is a master, he is a poet. And it is the demand of poetry, of rhythm, of movement, which he will accept and would not mind kind of making departures from the conventional spellings also. Slumberous, you see. That. Now, if you see these two lines, in fact, I will rather compare this line not the slumberous line. It can be also seen, but this is important. 102.2. Over slumberous grasses pranked with grain and gold. Over slumberous grasses pranked with grain and gold. See, the movement is different. And here the grass is quivering with the slow winds that trade. The next line to that, after slumberous. The grass is quivering with the slow winds that trade. See, the quality of the inspiration is different. The poetry is different between the two. Over slumberous grasses pranked with green and gold, as a kind of a soft rhythmic flow. Whereas the grass is quivering with the slow winds that trade. There is a sort of force in that, you see. Majesty there. That is the poet's art. What to use where. Now, this first line, over slumberous grasses pranked with grain and gold. 102.2. See, over slumberous grasses pranked with grain and gold. These are the 5 feet of the line. Over slumberous, second foot. Grasses, third foot. Pranked with, fourth foot. Grain and gold, fifth foot. What we see here is over slumberous, means it is always starting with a stressed syllable and becoming shorter. Over slumberous grasses pranked with, see, means they are all falling feet. The rhythm is kind of falling, dipping down. And suddenly you have grain and gold, the critic, what is called in medical language, critic. Long, short, long. Grain and gold, that becomes one thing. C-R-E-T-I-C, critic. That is the quote we have got here. Over slumberous grasses pranked with grain and gold. See, it gives a kind of lift. The meter is falling, 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 and suddenly it jumps up to something different, you see. Whereas in the other line, the grass is quivering with the slow winds that trade. 102.2. See, you can see the sound difference between the two, I suppose. Here, the grasses is short, long. I am. Second is also I am. Quivering, Pyrrhic. Means first is I am, Pyrrhic, then an anabest and a spondy. Last fourth is winds at trade. Stress. Accented, winds at trade. So that gives a kind of force there. The grass is quivering with the slow winds at trade. So that is the art of the poet. He changes the spellings, he changes this, he changes that, but then some other kind of a poetry. And it is that quality of sound which is what has to enter in us, away to nature, vague as yet to life, the eager prisoner from the infinite, the immortal wrestler in his mortal house, his pride, power, passion of a striving God. He saw this image of veiled deity, this thinking massive creature of the earth, this last result of the beauty of the stars, but only solid fair and common form. The artist spirit needs not for its work and puts aside the memory's shadowy rooms. Now, as I said, this is the glance of Savitri, that it stands for Savitri's glance. She is looking all around. She is driving her chariot and casting a glance all around. And she is awake to nature, still vague yet to life. She is a young girl. She doesn't know all the intricacies and details of life. Vague as yet to life, the eager prisoner from the infinite, eager. Obviously, Savitri's heart is eager. She has to find a lover. She has to find a partner, lover. And she is a prisoner from the infinite. She has come from the infinite. She has taken a mortal birth. The immortal wrestler in his mortal house, that is Savitri. She is the fighter, the immortal wrestler in his mortal house. She has taken the human form, human body. She is the wrestler. She has to fight out in life. She has to see all those things. It's pride, power, passion of a striving God. It saw this image. It is that spirit of Savitri, that glance that it stands for. It saw. It means that glance saw. This image of veiled deity. This image of veiled deity. She is seeing the figure there, a person, a poet there. And she is seeing him as a veiled deity. Now this line, it saw this image of veiled deity. Deity is 3 syllables, huh? It's not 2. D-I-E-T-Y, D-A-T, 3. In fact, materially, it saw this image of veiled deity. Means the fourth foot is a spondy. Veiled D. Last is E-T. It saw this image of veiled deity, this thinking massive feature of the earth, this last result of the beauty of the stars. Yes, here is the fully grown man, brought out by nature. He is the master creature. Beauty of the stars. He is wearing the beauty of the stars. But only solid, fair and common form that artist spirit needs not for its work. Yes, what the artist spirit sees. Artist does not see just a human being. He sees the person behind him, his character, his nature. All those things is what he sees, that artist needs not for its work and puts aside in memory's shadowy room. So Savitri has kept aside all those things and she is seeing now the spirit behind that person, behind that figure.